Notorious. See you when you get back. Boom, continue. We were in the middle of the Kew Gardens drama. We had just figured out that it was indeed a murder. We finished our autopsy. There was poison in the lung.
Let's go to the evidence room, Holmes.
Smoke? By the bulbs? Intriguing. Alrighty. Off to the evidence room, which is right across the hall. Well, not across the hall, but down. Alright, what's in his belongings here? We've got a fancy pen.
A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
A club card.
A membership card for the London Crest Club. This watch is of great value.
To Mr. F. Wayne, director of Wayne & Sons Printing Company. My friend, your posters for the great exhibition at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it is surely unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will be sufficient. Interesting. So somebody was upset that their name was getting taken off, perhaps?
Locked.
How could it be locked?
Locked.
Oh no. Alright, so. Spike the plant, find the plant, find the stolen plants. Hello, Fino. Nate wants to rub in your face again that he beat you. But he had to step out to go to the store. So he asked me to make sure that you knew. I don't know what's up between you two. There's like this bitter rivalry now. Okay, back to the Kew Gardens. Murder. From a plant, we know that it's probably airborne. Spores. Oh, you've been here for longer than him today? Ooh, that is very true, I guess. Unless he's still lurking. Oh my goodness, we have so much to talk about. How would we even know anything? Okay, the emptied colonial room. Let's start from the top.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, oh, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at
That's
once.
suspicious. I am wearing old clothes. Define old clothes. What's your relationship with Dunn?
As deputy director, how is your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
I see. No, it is just a t-shirt with a fake undershirt. It's not really a real undershirt underneath here. It's just a part of cloth that goes across. His lifestyle.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating.
That's fair,
shall we
Vito.
say. He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That
And
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Give me your keys.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
Well, this guy seems pretty guilty.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
This is important.
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh yes, he forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the
Jeez.
intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
So, where is she? We haven't seen her yet.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And why, he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
So far, it's between this guy and Mrs. White, I think.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
The Divine Syndicate.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
I like how he's just seemed to be like, what the hell is that all about?
Locked.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to find the kid. Tell him to give me the keys. Oh, this is open. Aha! Perfect. Tell me about Miss White.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Somewhere. Everything is no wait. Everything is no wait. Shoot, I don't even remember what the thing is. It's been so long since I played anything. I know everything's permitted. Something's a lie, everything's permitted. I don't remember the proper saying. Huh. I've only played like the first Assassin's Creed and the second ones. I never did 3 or the ones past it.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been
Nothing is
cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Gotcha. Tell me more about
I
your
imagine
relationship
that
with
your
your father.
relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes, I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens, and I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Martin Hamish.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? Well, that is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I
Interesting.
suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
So Mr. Hamish is my prime suspect right now.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Give me your door keys, please.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them.
Sweet.
But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
That's fair.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Comes down to, yeah, Albert's ambition and... Oh. Oh, okay. Oops. Wait, what? I'm confused. It's like, you've got a new deduction. Okay, but there's nothing. I'm confused. Give me the cloakroom keys. Just do it. Do it! Alright, where's that seed thing? Seed house. Right over here. Well, actually, I have the keys, so I might as well just open this up. Cloak and dagger room is more like it. Oh, there's just the times here? Well, fine. Not much on this desk.
Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
New plant species. The Kew Gardens team are pleased to announce the successful production of a new variety of barley. One that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They have named it the Siberian barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the graft, will hold a press conference next Monday morning upon this very subject. Ooh, I don't know about that. Letter. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck. Ooh. Ooh. Letter? For me? No. I do not recall. So that was Miss White. Wanted to fire Miss White. Son of a... Why do you keep saying that I have deductions when I have no deductions? Oh, hello. Champagne.
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste. French wine. A remarkable vintage.
So you like to wine and dine. I see, I see. Ooh, a safe. I wonder if it's just as bad as the other safe.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
There it is. Oh. Ah. Oh god, this is going to be annoying. Nope. Darn it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that one's 2. 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Oh, it had to be more than 3. Oh, whoops. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. At that point, my mind is just that short. One more each time. Yeah, so 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Although I think it might actually be all the way. Yeah, it's the all the way. Okay. The only way, it's all the way. I did it. Clearly, I'm an expert safecracker. My dear friend, please allow me. Yeah, this one was a lot harder than the other one. My gosh, that first one was ridiculous. Please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and to save the most extraordinarily precious and rare species of plants. Our duty is to protect such species, and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14th, 1889. I bet I have to look that up. So I must respectfully ask you once again to notarize the permissions on these plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in Boodles on Tuesday as always. Another letter. Mr. Dunn, we ask you for the last time for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie, we need not elaborate, that was reported in the press in the case of June 14th, 1889. What you have done is quite abhorrent. Be very sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trusted you and regret having done so. The Divine Syndicate. Intriguing. Alright, Nate. Fino has something special he needs to say to you. I've been holding it in this entire
I suggest
time.
that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Duke. Rental of the suite of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at the London University. Credits opened at Hamilton. Radigan House Tailors and at Bard & Sons Luxury Jewelers. Oh my god, he's one of those guys like, yeah, I'll give monies to you. Meanwhile, he's categorizing everything. Like, so this way if she ever wrongs him, well, you owe me this. Exceeds the needs of a student. Yep. He's doing something more. By Mr. Dunn had a recent disagreement. Montague Dunn was planning to release Miss White from her position at Kew Gardens. We know that. Alright, so that's all of them. Oh man, Costco. I just, back when I had a membership there, every time I went, I had to get that $1.50 foot long, or hot dog, whatever it eventually was.
Locked.
Every time. Protective equipment. Hey!
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals.
We found one of them.
Gloves, waterproof
Burnt.
aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
Yes. Yes, it is. Ooh, it's a laboratory table. The wet bottle trace. Oh my.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Chicken bake. Delicious pizza. I haven't had the pizzas. Wait, there's a new churro. Oh my goodness.
Several drops of
It's been
the
a long time
substance
since I've
were
been there.
spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Oh, we need a good nose. I get my good boy puppy dog, yes. University of Cambridge.
A botany book. This student's book belongs to Albert.
Repeat year. Oh, he is following. I mean, it's supposed to follow the dog.
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
Oh, that's it? Okay. A phonograph.
Phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
Let's put the first cylinder in, baby.
I don't hear anything.
Yes, I know you don't hear anything. You put this bad boy in. There we go.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White,
Consciousness.
February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
So they're both doing the same thing. Evidence required. Oh no, not that. As I need to find another cylinder is all.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Snap. Watson, I'm going to need you to vacate the premises when we return home.
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Who cares? Alright, let's see. Where is that? There we go. Switch, switch, switch. Oh my goodness, for real? Oh snap. Oh, that is interesting. Oh my goodness, and this goes up and down too? Oh, I see, so now we can go. Yeah. Oops. Like that though. No, that's as far as we can go. Yeah, that's the only line. So it goes up like that around to here. Hmm. Oh, they're sneaky with this one. Because then there's, oh my goodness, they're sneaky with this. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. Oh no. Okay. See, that is how it is. So I've got to find out where. Oops. I need to somehow find where this goes. See, this is the only plan I can think of is right here. Although, that goes up this way. Maybe not, and it's supposed to go right here. Which would then have to make it go like this. There we go. Which would then make this one need like that. My goodness. This one's a tough one. I don't even know where I'm trying to go anymore. So far I've got this line going this way, goes down here. There we go. Woo!
Open.
I went like everywhere. That was a rough one. Let's look at Miss White's locker.
Miss White's locker.
Oh, we do some
These
remote play
jewels
there.
must be worth a small fortune.
Wow, he was really lavishing her with attention.
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
Let's open it up. Margaret, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all these years that have passed since you left and without any thought of us? You have never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now? We suppose you must be ashamed of us. We are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home have always done, and none of us ever compromise their reputation. as it appears you have already done with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed, your parents. Oh, scandal. Nate, I'd eat alone there all the time myself. So no, not really. Although I usually would sit at one of the tables and then have people glare at me because I'm a person that was by myself, taking a whole table. Tried to choose the small ones. I'm sorry. Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please, let me reassure you that I cannot permit you to remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor if you might accept my help. Your devoted servant, Albert. Albert's the kid, right? Yeah. Well, then if it's in a truck, that's not so bad.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Master's degree in... Ooh.
A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Okay. Can I read it? Dear Mother and Father, I am writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know that we have had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money? Wow, what a way to word that. She's totally just trying to guilt trip them. I do not have a high opinion of Miss White.
Miss White's locker. Martin Hamish's locker.
So, if she knew she was going to get cut off from him, I wonder if she would have killed him.
Father and I, Kew Gardens. A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Okay, so it looks like he might have...
Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
That is interesting. Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens oblige me to renew my application for the management position. As I have stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and so I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency, so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead and free my mind from this uncertainty. Oh, was that really all of it? Oh. Alright then.
Albert's locker.
Oh, he's a seafarer at heart.
A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
Oh, poor guy. Sir, it is my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you into the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust to you the directorship of the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew, and it is clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept all our best wishes for your future at Kew Gardens. Yours very faithfully, J.M. Oh, man. His dream. And Mr. Tails, hello, how you doing?
Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
I gotta say, that game you were playing, rather intriguing. Transforming into beasties randomly.
Young Albert, standing with a woman in front of London University.
Okay, but who? Is it Miss White? Stop! What, can't I look at the back?
Young Albert.
Probably Miss White. Quite the gem when things don't crash. I'm already subbed to your channel, Tails. God. How would you sub to my channel? I don't see a sub badge next to you. God, this guy. Okay, let's see. We need to find what's her face as I run in circles. Miss White. Oh, talking to Nate. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. All's forgiven then. I know Nate's. Look. Nate's not even subbed to my channel. Okay, so you know. He's an equal opportunity.
You all to the world of surprises on this train that runs toward glory.
Damn it, Tails. I wasn't trying to guilt you into that. I apologize, but thank you. But as I was saying, Nate is an equal opportunist non-subber. So, you know, Ooh. In fact, he was actually telling me how excited he is with his sub for Amaranth and Casey Tron and jeez, who are some other ones? The only fan sub he has for Bella Delphine as well. Martin Hamish's book.
Written by Martin Hamish. A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office.
I mean, if you disguise moobs carefully, you could get away with it.
This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition. This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing, but it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens.
Oh, that's all done.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Okay.
We can see the interior.
We will leave it open for now then. Oh, or not. Sub to V. Well, you know, I always say I like having people in chat. If you're as long as you're here chatting, I'm happy. You don't need to be subbed. It's all good.
An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year.
Tails, I am, just to experience it myself, and I'm very intrigued because I am reading, well, I haven't fully read, but the overall scores, and it's either a love or hate it kind of game. So either some people really love it, some people really dislike it. Like ACG says wait for a steep sale. And others are like, yeah, it's a 9 out of 10. And so on the flip side as well is apparently there isn't that much horror aspect to it, which I guess I'm okay. That means I don't have to worry about all these stupid jump scares or anything.
A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to be starting the stream of it on Saturday. So it'll be a couple days after release, but you know, that gives the opportunity for those that want to play it themselves to get a little bit further than I am, so they don't have to worry about watching me and seeing spoilers. I'm intrigued. I'm going to be putting it on my M2 drive, so hopefully, you know, I can do the dual thing quick, nice. And Slander, man, look at this guy just sneaking on in here.
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
What is Luber Team? I'm actually not familiar with that. Perhaps I am unaware of their legacy. Oh, wait, is that something that popped up? Oh, it was just that. Wait, was this where I came in? Yes, that was where I came in. Layers of Fear, Blair Witch. Oh, you see, that's the thing. I've only played Observer out of those, and I did enjoy Observer. Blair Witch is on my list. Layers of Fear, I've also on my list of things to do. But I understand that that one is just mainly a walking simulator. Bust. Oh no.
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
Oh? Look up here.
I am curious if the marble that we found will fit this place.
I didn't answer you? About what? I don't see a question. I saw there was a thing about growing boobs. But nothing about a question. I must scroll up. Yeah, I don't see any questions. Eight in the truck. How many subtails? Broke. Mechanic. V. Perhaps it didn't get sent through. What was the question? The response to this? Yes, I'm all about this bust right here.
It is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common.
But there's no blood on it. Oh, all right. Apparently that's all I'm going to know about that. Sounds good. Lactose intolerant? No.
The seeds of plant species
Thankfully.
are stored here.
I'd enjoy cheese quite a bit. In fact, that is my favorite dairy product. Ice cream's okay, especially if you have some good ice cream, like a nice cherry cheesecake ice cream. Ooh, yeah. But like a smoked Gouda, And Slander loves his apple cheddar, his apple cheese.
Open.
It's her. Actually, I half expected this to turn into a cinematic suddenly.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Oh, cheesecake. I like a no-bake cheesecake. For some reason, like New York style, it's not as tasty for me. You didn't like cheese? Ooh. You call it gay milk, man. I don't know.
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. These leather gloves are new
Dairy
and of
Queen.
good
Oh,
quality.
God.
They do not appear to have been used. This place serves as Albert's office. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
So I'm pretty certain Albert is, despite him being mocked openly by the father and so on, he's innocent. I can see Miss White, as she doesn't want to. Although if she kills him, she might get cut off unless she's leeching off of the sun. But yeah, the old dude's was really upset about things, so I think he's like the biggest suspect right now. Especially because Margaret White, she doesn't know that she was about to be fired.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you,
He wasn't
too.
talking about the
But
plants.
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White.
She looks like a Black Widow.
Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Now Sherlock wants to check her out. She's like, yeah, let's zoom in here. Ooh. He just went up to her neck. It's just all like, oh yeah, that's some expensive perfume. Good stuff. Pink marks. Past poor family. Past malnutrition, I see. What about that buckle? Nothing? I'm expecting him to look at for the ring. There it is. Okay. Unmarried. Yep. Whoa, unmarried at that age? I don't know, man. Something's wrong with her. Theft of plants.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh, yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Okay, what about the incident?
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget
Oh,
about
man,
the
Watson's
theft of
laying on
plants, miss,
thick.
after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Oh gosh, that opened up all the conversation. Empty colonial collection.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been
Sherlock's
there.
looking all sweaty right now too. One moment. Kids aren't feeling well suddenly. But do you work here?
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same
Biology?
classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
And tell me about your relationship with the director.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
Yeah, I bet you said it. Yeah,
he
Daddy.
had an exceptional nature.
Oh, yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
Doing pretty well, Slender. Doing pretty well. You know, yeah, things are doing well. I don't got much else. I feel terrible because I lead such a boring life that I really don't have much to ever talk about. She got a me face. Do 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 do.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Stuck in my head now, damn it. Why you do this to me? How did you get in here?
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh,
I climbed in
yes.
through my...
Albert gave me a set of
Oh.
duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
Huh. That makes it where Margaret White is the only one who could do it. Besides Albert. But Albert seems pretty innocent. Use the mechanic, which sounds cool until you realize all you do make things that don't work once again. That's true, but you generally work with others as well, do you not? Or where you can have some magnificent tales,
A ventilation.
stories about things that Yeah, I know, right? About someone is lying. Yes. Thanks, Sherlock. I'm sure we never would have guessed that. Alright, well, let's see what kind of deductions we've got so far. It's just faster doing this. White's situation. Margaret White's studies and social situation were completely dependent upon Montague Dunn's wealth. I mean, yes, that is true. You work out. Okay, that's. I mean, that's something then. Pretty much, I work. It's odd because. Ooh, you go in the house now. Okay, go. I think that's at all the buildings. I could have sworn there was way more locked doors though when I was first here. I guess now I have a few things I need to go research. The divine whatever. Let's go do that first. It's a V26 blah, 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 blah. VM 427. I am not a car guy. To me, that's just like, oh yeah, cool. Let's see. Oops, Scandal of the Divine Syndicate Club. The Divine Syndicate Club, followers of the God King Trewan, situated on 48 Grosvenor Street, Carlton Road, protectors of plants and more particularly trees, are currently the subject of an administrative investigation. The leaders of this organization are suspected of financial malfeasance. It may be that this investigation will lead to charges of judiciary. Meanwhile, many voices have risen high against the inspection denouncing the state. In fact, this private organization, which has given as its goal the defense and protection of nature, and which incorporates many persons of influence, including political representatives of the opposition party.
Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Now I can go there. But first, there's more. More dialogue options. Oh, that's odd. There's nothing in there about needing a nose.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens.
It's doggy time. Oh, Watson!
Someone should take Toby for a walk.
Watson!
Have you found something interesting?
Oh my gosh, he's just like totally into it. He's like, oh yeah. Oh baby. Oh yeah, see? She's still there. She's still there. He's totally like, yeah. That's the stuff. In case you all forget, he's taking this. He's just totally like, he just can't tear his eyes away. She likes it. She's like, yeah, that's right. You watch. You watch while I stand here. Back to Kew Gardens. And it's like, psh, small card engines, those things I could just tear down and put together in my sleep. I'm used to those big rigs. The ones where, you know.
Let us take Toby to the laboratory.
I can
He
crawl
will
right
pick up
into the
scent
engine.
of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby. Search.
Arf, arf. Sniffy, sniffy. Ah, he's over there. Whoa, I could open the door with this the dog? Hope Sherlock's not following this time. Oh no, there he is. Oh wait, it's Watson following me. Not Sherlock? Confused. Ooh. Ruff.
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
I believe it depends. For smaller journeys, petrol's better. But if you're going to be driving for a while, diesel's better. So if you're doing like, if you live out in the country and your drives are generally going to be a while, then yeah, diesel's the way to go. But if you're in the city where it's a lot of start-stop, not very much distance traveled, petrol's better. That's just what I've heard. I could
This
be
is the
totally
bottle
wrong.
that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes, a tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Interesting. Alright, so now we can go check that out, that bowl. First, Kew Gardens.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
How did you get here? Photograph with father? Wait, what? Oh, father not Kew Gardens. Yeah. Oh, he's going to be pissed that I went in his locker.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
It totally seems like him. He's got
There
all
is
the
a bust
motive.
of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
Mm-hmm. What about fragment from a statue?
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently.
Oh,
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
we got more clues. Ooh. Hamish's motive. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father's lives had been ruined by Dunn, but taken the credit for all of their work. Hamish wished to take over the directorship of Kew Gardens, but he knew that he could not That would not be possible with students still alive. We got a motive. We've got our first motive. This was the one, right? No, I was wrong. Nursery. Yes, I'm looking for Miss White. Oh no. But yep, Albert as well. Seed house.
Kew Gardens is
Perfect. Okay. So she's done for sure. Where did he go? Wasn't he usually just right here? The other side. Yes, I do recall running through the other side. Okay, I wanted to go Miss White first, so it all works out. It's usually on a ladder right here. Dream of entering the Navy.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
Oh, really? Because I happen to have Albert's hopes?
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Rough. Poor guy.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
How do I get home? That's why I work from home, Fino. So this way I don't have to leave the house and get lost. Albert's motive. Albert had a motive to kill his father. 1, 2. What? No? I mean, yeah, but no. He also doesn't have the knowledge for that. To the
If I
Divine
go
Syndicate.
there, Toby will wait for me in the cab.
Sweet, Toby's with us the entire rest of the game now.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
As we're looking, staring right at him. Just kidding, we're going this way. Detective. Broken pieces.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
I know there's that
A
pile over
fragment
there.
of a flower pot.
Pots.
The Kew Gardens symbol.
Ah. What are they doing with Kew Garden pots? The plot thickens. Okay, there's the guy out in the garden first. Let's go chat with this guy. Look at Watson's still over there. Hey, Guru.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait?
No.
From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance, do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
Well played, sir. Well played.
completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself, I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
We got a Yoda here. Listening to you, I am. He's got a tattoo. He's part of the Yakuza. Fingertip calluses. Picking pockets. Ooh, what's this? Palm injury of an acid burn. Chemical practice. I'm gonna look around. You're weird.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted
Spermatophize.
to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Do you know the Kew Gardens?
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy they are.
Oh, really? Because we have a symbol on the broken pot. Or the Kew Gardens symbol. Ooh, yes. There we go. That'd be even better. Because it's here.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
In the house?
Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search. Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
So in other words,
How
yes,
so?
they took them.
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No.
No.
We did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
I see. All right.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Oh. It is Triwan, the God King. I read about
Our
this.
God King's name is Triwan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh, la. Good. I like you. Here
Oh,
is
that's
the
it?
holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance.
What?
From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Okay.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Eat some delicious raw sap. Using deadly plants. Poisoning. So, the Divine Sex stole all plants from the exhibition, including the deadly species. They could have used them in order to murder Montague. No, they wouldn't have. Want to know why? Because the plants were burnt. They were burnt outside. There's the plant parts in the fire. And they would never do that because those are the sister plants they want back. So it's only partial effect. Maple syrup. You spelled it soup? If you go too fast, it doesn't make the crashing anymore. I was hoping to mess up his meditation. Alright, where's this sap? Benefactors.
The list of plant friends and benefactors. Lawyers, well-known manufacturers, political leaders.
They're well connected. As we already know. Drug stable? Oh boy.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
Yes. Sap. By all means.
It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
You just had to say it. You just had to say it. Thanks, Watson. We just wanted to believe it was sap.
Praise the grand tree. Praise it.
I mean, he just had to ruin it by saying, no, it's drugs.
This must be Triwan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
It's the same caterpillars.
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Yoink.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
Nothing of interest. They're cool. Carnivorous plants.
A tropical plant. A tropical. A tropical. A trop.
These are the ones that we're missing over there.
These three plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
He has a pocket full of caterpillars, and he's going to be walking out of this thing like, have a good day. See you later. Watson, we must go. And then they're just like, they're going to book it out of here.
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
While that other guy's there, I'm sitting here picking the lock. Oh, wow, this one. Oh, my God. This one looks even worse. Okay, there's only the one line. Okay. One line. One line. One line. Oh, this one. I wanted to go the other way. Whatever. So let's see. So far, that is all correct. So which means now. Oh. I have to unlock it. Oh, this one can't. Oh. There. That would be the one. Yep, that's the only way it would work. And then that goes up this way, goes along that way, goes along that way, goes along that way, that way, that way. Then we just have to... Oop. What to do? Da-da-da. Got it. Time to clean yourself in the man-made waterfall. Ooh, have fun, Nate. Enjoy the relaxing alone time in the water as it splashes over your body. As you go, ah, yeah. Wait for opium smoking.
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Okay. Oh, dang.
A vast amount of opium.
Wow. That is a lot.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments. This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
Object of interest. So I guess I'll be coming back here later. Excuse me. Alright, so I need to go perform an analysis at Baker Street. I'll bring Toby back home.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis. This is the bottle that we found hidden at Kew Gardens.
Oh,
Let
right.
us use a pipette to take a sample of the liquid.
Yes, pipettes. A pipette?
A colorless, water-based liquid.
Inhale. Oh, yeah.
Quite a strong floral aroma.
Taste
Holmes?
it.
What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens. Let us determine just what we have found here. Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take a pip.
Yes, I'm prepared. I'm sorry. Oh my, this one's red.
Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
There's blood for vampires, Sherlock. Oh dear. we can have poisoning. Set up the experiment. Set up the alkaloid from a chemical laboratory and the caterpillars and perform the experiment with the deadly plants. Looks to me like we have a couple different laboratories we could go to.
According to the deadly plants information, in order to perform our experiment, we will need fertilizer and food. Caterpillars should do nicely.
Evidence required.
According to the
Okay. I have caterpillars. However, that's their way of saying that this one isn't going to be good enough. Whereas over there at the divine place, we've got stuff that's good. Yay. Down's my arrival. Bust on open. Hi everyone! Take the
This
alkaloid.
substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
I like how I've walked in here, I just started ransacking everything. It was like, do. Grab your plants, grab your alkaloid, and off I go. Grab your caterpillars. He's just as bad as done. Perhaps worse.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
Oh goodness.
This is a strain.
That closes it.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
So I don't even need to worry about that then. About this one. I think it's the other one on the other side.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Figured as much. Because, yeah, both of these, it goes, I mean, they close once something's in there. That one looks like it's more of a pitcher plant.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. It appears to open after... It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding.
How would I agitate it even more? Oh, I wonder. So what if we take this and plop it... Oh. There, so this way we can have worms on it without them getting eaten.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
Yes, we know.
This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars.
Oh, wow.
Toxic
Okay.
gas with spores. Extraordinary.
All right, then. I was not
The
expecting
plants
that.
would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Deadly precision. The Divine Syndicate left the plants at Kew Garden in order to murder Montague Dunn at a later date. Doubt it. Sect is not involved. Somebody stole the deadly plants before they were able to. All right, good stuff, good stuff. I mean, I found out. Oh, right from over there. All right, back to Kew Gardens. Ew. Before Dunn's death.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
Your activity at that morning.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Yeah, that's important.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Investigation. Because now if we go to his desk, it was in this room. No, this is a staff room. I already checked everything in the cloak room. Okay, good stuff. I think we're still missing a phonographic roll somewhere. Okay, yes, this was. Yeah, this is Hamish's desk. Perfect. Okay. So said he was at his desk.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
He said they saw that it wasn't well. So it is reasonable that he could have seen that then. Whereas in here, you can't.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
Time of death?
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
Give me your records.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Okay, because this is the laboratory.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Yep, she cannot see anything here. Oh wait, but that's not the laboratory, actually. Where is it? I'm so confused now. This is the laboratory. Okay, I open the door. There we go. Number 320.
Here it is. Cylinder records.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
Yeah, but can you verify the length? I guess this isn't the laboratory, though. 'Cause we are... we are here. Number 3. Oh no, that is laboratory, so it's right here. Okay. So then what's the use of the seed house having the windows? Or not having the windows. Interesting. Alright. Albert.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times.
Slander.
I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor.
Yeah, you bait.
God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
You see, bait comes, slander
Everyone
comes
has
here
gone
just for
home.
my voice.
The way is
Just so
clear.
I can lull him to sleep. He sits there and goes like, oh, that's his voice. So boring. Right, so we'll determine the correct. So you want inhaling the spores, escaping the room. Okay. Because of, oh my goodness. It is. It's if you watch the trailer, you can actually see Mechagodzilla in the when people are running into the subway. The bust is part of it. It automatically went in.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate.
Yes, Bait, I watched the trailer in slow motion so I can see it all.
Already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
So this is the interesting thing. These caterpillars.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
That is pretty funny. Mechagodzilla, but could be the other mecha. Kiryu? I don't think it would be Kiryu. Or the Mecha King Ghidorah. You see, I could see it being Mecha King Ghidorah first because, you know, it's... They found that head. And they were keeping the head. But at the same time, would they really put King Ghidorah as a main bad guy? 2 movies in a row. That's the problem I have with it. Oh, so it wants me to follow that? Oh, just in case you don't know where the shafts are.
Before starting the engine, I need to enable the power supply. The power is on. The engine cannot be... The engine has started.
Oh.
The ventilation system is working.
Mecha King Kong all along. You know. An interesting thought. I'm interested in seeing... I'm thinking they were hyping up King Kong in the trailers mainly because a lot of people are going to be like, well, it's Godzilla. He can shoot atomic breath, a big crazy lizard. How's King Kong ever going to stand up to that? And I mean, even in the original, he became Zeus after a freak thunderstorm and so on. So, you know, they made him win from nonsense. Hello?
Now we need to see if we can activate the fans from Mr. Hamish's and Albert's space.
Ah. I just assumed that, you know, the ventilation was on. It was just going to be on and going everywhere. Guess that's what I get, being silly. Okay, let's see here.
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Ah, okay. So in which
We can
case...
see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Yeah, so it's looking like it was totally him. He could wait and turn on his fan. That sneaky cheeky monkey. Because in here,
From here,
she
we
can't
are
see
unable
anything.
to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Oh, there's the fan switch.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Hamish's opportunity. Martin Hamish had the opportunity to stimulate the deadly plants in the Colonial Collection Room. As a biologist, he would have understood the technicality of how to do this. It's true. Hamish is guilty. Martin Hamish could be the killer. He had the opportunity to steal the Divine Syndicate's plants and stimulate them from his workplace, directly after he had locked Montague Dunn inside the Colonial Collection Room. Affect the rest of Martin Hamish. Oh, well, that just seems... There we go. So the knowledge Miss White acquired at the university might not be enough to guarantee the correct reaction of the deadly plants. So I had the biological knowledge. Oh, but if she did... Oh, interesting. Albert's lack of experience was not very good at botany. It is doubtful that he could have learned how the plants might release their deadly spores. Yeah. There are no clues available at the moment. Please, we must continue the investigation. Deputy's guy, he had an acid burn on his hand. But they didn't use any acid. It was an alkaline solution. Because isn't alkaline a base? I could be wrong. My chemistry is rather poor. Hello, Lestrade.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Sometime later. Okay, this is different. Interesting. Really? Let's arrest him? Yeah, I'm not getting the choices like it usually does. Like, this is part of the investigation. So unless now suddenly he's murdered.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Actually, I should talk to him first. It's like, what do you mean?
Martin Hamish.
Define a large glass house. Seed house? Greenhouse? I mean, this is the large glass house. Should have went in through the other door. Ugh. Unless it was a two-person job. And as such, Yeah, the accomplice just murdered this guy. Make certain. What does he mean? Oh my god, Watson, I'm gonna smack your bottom. And you're gonna like it. I thought that. Oh, look at this part. Oh,
Holmes, my God.
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around
Okay.
with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
check out his feet, yo.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
Is it? Martin Hamish's letter. Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. I don't deserve to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. The Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstance. I find myself to be no exception. I must atone. I shall do so here and now. Farewell.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Hamish acted alone? Martin Hamish was unable to run due to the tibial torsion on his club foot. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door in the colonial collection room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? Discuss with Lestrade. Woo.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the
think it was the
speed
sun.
of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony
All
that we
of
have
them.
collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and
Oh
statements
dear Lord.
so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Oh god. Martin Hamish and Montague Dunn went to meet Elburn in the... Okay, so how's this work? Excuse me. Martin Hamish and Montague Dunn went to meet Elburn in the Seed House at around 9:30. So that's these three. Albert meets Montague Dunn. Seed House. Okay, that goes under him. Cool. It was around 20 minutes to 10. It's 9:40. When Hamish and Montague went out to the backyard. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommended his inspection and entered the dry tropics room. Hamish returned to the seed house. Go out into the backyard. So Hamish returns to the seed house. Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, because after 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Then Martin and Hamish had a conversation with Miss White, 10 o'clock. So I was in the laboratory until 10:40. And she saw Hamish and Albert in the water lily greenhouse and joined them. Yeah, it says 10:40. There. See? Rah. Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed that Montague Dunn was unwell, which was around 10:30. Albert, you liar. Around 10:30. He's poisoned around here. Albert was in the seed house the entire morning. He observed Hamish returning from visiting Miss White. 10 minutes past 10. What happens at 10:30? Oh, I got into an error, I guess. Oh, whoops. No, stop. Oh, it was right here. It's around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague went out to the backyard. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommended his inspection and entered the dry tropics room. Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. Hamish returned to the seed house. Okay. Albert was in the seed house the entire morning. Observed Hamish returning from the visiting Miss White at 10 minutes past 10. Oh, whoops. Totally had that in the wrong spot. Oops. So the poisoning would have to be happen at 10:30 then. Around 10:30. Oh, jeez, it clearly says right there.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Albert's not involved. Martin Hamish and Albert are not accomplices. It is unlikely that Albert would have had the opportunity and 10 minutes. Albert had time. Albert's accomplished. 10 minutes would have been enough for him. It would have been enough. And of course, Miss White definitely had time. I can see Albert being the accomplice because his father was always being terrible to him, destroying his dreams, and with him out of the way, he could go to the Navy if he wanted. And Hamish could become the director. Miss White didn't have quite the motive yet because she hadn't been let go. It was planning on it, but not yet. Albert is an accomplice. Albert was Martin. Humiliated repeatedly by his father and denied his dreams, Albert resolved to aid and abet the murderer. We can condemn him. 10 years of we conclude cold-blooded killer or absolve him. Only way to end years of torment and humiliation. We can allow the. Oh no, that would be a condemn. And it's the perfect reason why they would work together. Perfect reason. Even though he was saying that he should be the director to Sherlock.
What happened, Inspector?
It's all over
I don't believe
now,
it.
lad. There is no use denying it. We know that you murdered your father. Patricide by plant poisoning. Very alliterative.
What? You're mad. I didn't do it. I don't know anything about botany. No!
Of course not. You didn't need to. Hammond was the one. Really? It was the girl? But he wouldn't have needed to. So I'm curious what her reasoning is, considering that all that stuff hadn't happened yet. Oops. Professional ambition, personal situation had been damaged by the breakup. Desperate woman in debt. Killed him in desperation. Yeah, no.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I
Ooh.
am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me, but she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Interesting.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop!
The vial.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
And push her back towards Watson.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Slap!
Well
No problem,
done,
Nate.
Watson.
Thanks for the lure.
She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Interesting. Alright. Oh, wow. Now, what I'm curious about is these percentages. Are they of people's first choice or just the overall end choice? Considering how low some of the percentages, it'd have to be their first choice, I'd think. Sweet, I'm in the low percentage that got it wrong.
Where are you
Heck
going,
yeah.
Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother, Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
What can I say? It made more... It just seemed that he ended up having a better motive in the long run, and it would have worked well together. Oh well. Oh well. But first, the letters. Sensation! An exotic method of murder. The arsenal of our present-day criminals may soon be refilled with poisonous plants. A young and beautiful woman, in collaboration with her colleague at Kew Gardens, planned the terrible murder of their director, Mr. Montague Dunn. Only one detective was capable of uncovering the truth behind a tragedy that was initially believed to be a simple heart attack. That detective's name is, Sherlock Holmes.
Locked. Locked.
Okay. Apparently not that way. Must be down this way. Good lord, it's so dark.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
Tell me about these victims.
Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
Any witnesses?
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
Let's hear your testimony, boy.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Shots!
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
There were fireworks?
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course.
Details on Half Moon.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats. and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Mr. Turner's window?
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Ooh, shot
The
right to the
bullet
head.
struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
A key.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Yoink. Plates. Stuck object. Piece of wood.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
Interesting.
This shard of wood is quite new.
From a cane? Perhaps?
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vicotti must have done some time there. He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach.
I
A
got
dreadful wound. Brian Vicotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Like, yeah, at least the other guy was shot in the head. He was probably over right away.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind.
Is it so dark? It's annoying. Oh, wait.
A fairly long pole with a forked end. A fairly...
This must be the dude with the window.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Varro reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Better be a good one. But first, let's check you out. Nothing in his face. Oh, I see, I see. We've got a metal clasp. Baklava, Crimean War. War veteran. Missing buttons. He has a poor life. Requires support. Weak leg. Limping.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
As a gun needs a gun. He needs a can, yes. We don't know about gun yet. He was in a war. Did he keep any guns?
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man. The murderer. The fellow they caught.
And how would have you seen him? 2 distinctive shots.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
After the escape. 2
Mr.
different
Turner,
guns.
what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with the gun might return. so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Look at all this. Conflicting statements. Mr. Turner stated that he remained at the window of his flat until the police arrived. However, this is in conflict with Merrill's statement, as the constable did not see anyone at the window. One of them is lying. Let's see what else we can find here first.
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
I do believe there were 2 guns, yes.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Oh, I don't get to look her over? Fine, whatever.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Could be. First one, it was a surprise shot, so poof in the thing, and then the other guy's like, "You did what, mate?" And then he turns around and just 360 no scopes him right in the head. The shots.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Or it could have been a firework going off. Anyone else?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
So there's a mirror facing, so she could have seen it.
Locked.
Now we did get a key. That guy's poked by the cane. Yeah, it could be he was stabbed. Because we have that hook thing right there, right? It could be. Oh, hey Wiggins.
Mr. Holmes.
Contradiction of the statements.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Oh, really? Because about this contradiction we've got here,
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Yeah, look how slow he's going.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Fireplace.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
But there's something in there. Fire. Ashes. Burned paper.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
But why? You said you just want to look out my window while you ransacking my place.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
And we saw how slow he was moving, right? So he grabbed this lantern. And then he had to shamble all the way over there. Oh.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
There we go. We can place them at the scene of the crime.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
Mr. Turner. You were a fool to let me up here. This isn't like today where you need search warrants. I can just do whatever I want. Ha! I take this kitchen knife.
This knife is quite sharp.
Ooh, was it washed? Was the kitchen knife washed? Kitchen table. Sweepings. Shredded paper.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. His kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Interesting. Suppose there weren't any paper shredders back in the day there.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window.
But he said that he was just by the window, not necessarily that he...
The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse.
Are you sure it's not a French
Turner
window?
had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Approached the body, took something, broke the stick. Wait. So first, got up from the bed. I guess open the window. Approach the body. Place the broken stick. Cut papers with knife. Do something and fire. Let's fast forward this. We don't need to watch them hobbling the entire way. Say, oh yes, there's bodies there. Oh boy. Oh my god. Broke off. Puts cane there, grabs the paper book, cuts a section out, throws it in the fire.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Ah, so it doesn't really matter what was burnt. It was just a piece of the book to create a false opening.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
Moby Dick. Oh, hello.
Well now, what a find. A precious jewel concealed inside a book.
Naughty, naughty.
A bracelet with a unique ram's head design. A distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
I have to give him a talking to here.
Mr. Turner, How would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Bullshit. You have a limp.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Oh, time can pull tricks on you.
Give me the whole truth, buddy.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
What about this antique bracelet of yours?
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Okay, well, there we go. We got, some stuff.
I wish this crime had never happened.
Because I got caught. Right. So that explains why the policeman... It wasn't the policeman
It would be
lying.
I'm all...
Alright, which means now we are to go to Baker Street and investigate the whatchamacallit. With the whatchamacallit. So we have more things to look at. Alright, we don't want newspapers. Art and architecture, I believe. Knowledge of history, medicine, botany.
That
should be art and architecture. Yes, there we go. Okay. These beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasures collection. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. The 5 rams of Mytilene have been missing from the museum since 1885. Ooh.
Here it is.
That's only one piece.
I need to continue my research in my archives.
So 1885. A treacherous theft. The Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on their way from the British Museum to the Glassford Fine Art Exhibition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop in Church Street. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London. Via the port, he was recognized by the surviving driver of the cab, that transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
This seems like the best lead to go through first, so this way I have all this information for when I go talk to the guy that's actually in prison. This way I can be like, yeah, what about this? What about this? What about... Excuse me, what about this? It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. Ah.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Well then.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Well, it's an object of interest at least. Alright, count the door.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Okay. Am I going to really be needing these things later? Oh, hello. Oh, ram's heads.
This
What's
necklace
destitute mean?
belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection.
Extremely
Interesting.
poor.
That means that Kenneth
No
Butler
money to their name.
owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
So, in other words, the sailor had so little money that he had to pawn off a flare gun, which is important for a sailor, just to actually have some coin. Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewelry with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this money bag for you. I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Okay. He's kept a careful account of his stuff. And that's it. Victims, Butler's jewels. My first deduction point. Burglary motive. The search for the missing jewels could be the motive for the crime. Yep. There. Jewels that belong to a butler. Alright, which just means going off to Scotland Yard.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes.
I like modern bathrooms
Chapman
versus
was
the old.
arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
In other words, no priceless
Mr. O.
things. Artwork, jewelry, you know.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder. It seems...
There we go.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Alright, well that is 2.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots. A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
But what about the apple? I wanted to know about the apple. 2 victims, revolver. Double murder. Kenneth Butler and Brian Vicotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. There's more. Said that there was... Ah, there we go. Simultaneous shots. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact 3 shots were made. At first, a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Firing position. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 different shots as they were made from different points in Half Moon Street. I think it's more different firing position. Oh gosh, there's still more. Compelling evidence. The witness testimonies and the crime weapon clearly point to one possible culprit, Leighton Chapman. There we go. We got them all. That was a lot of deductions all in one go. Oh, so I could just book Leighton right now, I guess.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
But first, let's have a good look at you. You've got yourself a nasty scar. Occasional fights, grew up on the street. Yes, sir. Got a black eye, which apparently doesn't matter. Oop. Recent beating, resisted arrest, hot-headed. Fancy scarf, downtown fashion, cushy job, office clerk. Westgate prison tattoo, past imprisonment, committed a crime. He looks slick done. What?
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. he was leaning over the body that was furthest from me.
Yeah, that's the old
The
guy.
second I saw him, he raised his head, and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
That can't be the old guy then.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Pray continue.
Interesting. Pray continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess.
The flare gun,
Perhaps I
yeah.
was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
The third man.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Why follow him?
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
Ooh.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
But wait. You were a Westgate prisoner.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know
Because
that?
they both have the same
You
tattoo.
have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Why don't you just come out with it? Jeez.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Deduction time. Imaginary man. The person whom Leighton Chapman describes as statements as figments of his own imagination, created to vindicate himself. Oh, really? Robbery. It's interesting. All of that is interesting because he was saying about the old acquaintances. The violent crime committed could have been a personal motive. No, because it specifically told them to go there with this stuff. I'm thinking it's more towards this third mysterious man, because we've already seen. Let's go back to the pawn shop, because we know about the flare gun that's there. Maybe now it will be like, hey, yeah.
A flare pistol.
Okay, it's because of this then. By changing this, does that change anything? There, reenact. So yes, that did change some things. Beautiful.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Oof.
It would be my pleasure to assist.
Alright, so select the gunman. Wait. Okay. Which one had the tattoo? Is the other guy, the guy with the... This one, Brian Vercotti. Okay. See, he would have had to have shot first, and then he would shoot as a return. Unless he was stabbed. Well, the victim's match positive. Oh, okay.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
Grab this pole. Go yoink.
This should be useful.
So we're checking the possibilities of a misfire. That freaking lord, man. Nope, I see nothing. Oh, there we go, bullet impact.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
But wait, there could be more. Oh, or not. So yep, Kenneth Butler first. Yeah, Butler and Brian Vicotti both died of crossfire, with each of them holding a gun. One of the guns is now missing. A double murder. Crossfire. Yeah, that's because that's the only thing it can be right now. Sprayman Leighton Chapman's statement regarding the jacketed man who disappeared at Half Moon Street now seems reasonable, as the 3 shots at the crime scene prove the presence of a second gun that is now missing. That one gun only fired 2 shots. Interesting that he took it from Butler, unless Vercotti did not have a gun.
I'll do anything.
Constable Morrow. Why would you do that?
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
Hide and go seek. Good Lord knows it's freaking dark enough. Hello, Sherlock.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Hello?
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
That one was really easy, so I could totally see that. Other side. It gets a murder. Ooh, I don't see him. Oh, hello.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Assume that there was one more person on Half Moon Street at the time, right? There was no way forward or back for his escape, only up. Let us reenact the action and recreate the fireworks described by Leighton and attempt to climb the wall. See, it might be the old man in the house. Okay, how do I choose to reenact this? We'll find the flare gun. Okay. The thing is, though, the other guy said he saw the third guy just run. Oh, hey, you know what else is also in here? Climbing shoes.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall. This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
All right, we got all of that.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
people like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can.
Catch me if you can. Oh my gosh! Find a spot where a man might be able to climb the wall and remain undiscovered. There's a mirror. Oh, it has to be right here. I don't really see anywhere.
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
This is a lot of work to do.
My God, a man can't just disappear like that. Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen. I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
This must be the door. Inspect the attic. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, broken window!
It's empty. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket.
Jacket. Shabby fabric. Black threads.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope.
Yeah, it looks like a nice jacket.
These shards of glass are from the window above.
It shows that it was broken into the attic.
Conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Whoa. Starboard regarded the mysterious jacketed man who participated in the shooting of the ball was proven to be true. There we go. So now we can. So I guess those two aren't tied together. Was on crossfire or double murder? Oh, because imaginary man. Alright, so now back to Baker Street. We gotta look at the evidence under our microscope. It's interesting how you could just be like right up the thing, boom. Yep, no, it was this guy. Bye. I'm done. See you later.
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair.
Ooh.
I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair. This is a most unusual
Very thick.
hair. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. The horse hair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse.
A bear.
A hair from a large and exotic animal.
Ooh, circus acrobat. The circus already managed to scale 30-foot high wall in a matter of seconds. A hair from large exotic animals found in his discarded jacket. Ooh. Look at that. Starting to get places. Load of burglary. Oop, there we go. Vanishing act. The person who was seen only by Leighton Chapman escaped the crime scene by climbing the wall. He was a skillful acrobat. The criminal took a gun from one of the dead bodies. Ask Wiggins for help.
Wiggins is currently at...
Oh, fine. Elephant hair? I'm thinking gorilla. It's a large black hair.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Ooh.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Ooh. Wiggins is going to get thrown in the slammer. Yo, boy. Apparently have to come up from behind him.
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal. A very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
The next morning, very early.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
You saw him run in from the bottom. Oh, it is an elephant. Oh, but there's also... For some reason I thought bears.
Duval Brothers, a well-known traveling circus that is currently stopped.
How would you know there was an elephant, Fino?
And this
you know all
is
about
a young
elephants?
Indian elephant, the highlight of the show. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
All about Zookeeper Chris. Yeah, yeah. Could be him.
Hey, you! Stop right there.
Criminal scum.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah, you don't look like the type of artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah, I don't think so. Clear off.
Give me a lock.
You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
Suitable for entering the circus. Some facial hair, sea suit. Ow. I gotta go dress myself up. It's so rarely used, I never think of it. Oop, wrong room. Casual suit, black suit, brown suit. Oh my gosh, let's go the other way. An unbuttoned suit. Ooh, bandit outfit. I like that. Let's do bandit outfit. Ooh, disheveled hair. I like it. No glasses, facial hair. Oh yeah, look at those scraggles. Oh, beautiful. And a hat. Oh, so yes, a hat. Oops. Too fancy. Yeah. I think this one works. Oh, yep.
Stay
Perfect.
where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Perfect. To the circus.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
Dressing for the job into.
Charles Foley.
As I run out of here. This is perfect time to explore and look for clues. Which apparently I don't need to do. Alright, yeah, there's nothing here. Okay, cool.
So, everything is here just as you asked. And what about the money?
Some of the barrels are wet.
Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped.
Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies.
I want to be paid first.
No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said.
He looks seedy.
Right.
I don't trust
I
him.
hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
Ooh. Printing papers. Rise up and keep rising from lambs
From
to
lambs
lions.
into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat. Interesting. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people.
Yoink.
There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls. This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day.
I mean, makes sense that they would have it. Ooh, barrels. Said they were wet.
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside. There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out. The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company.
Oh.
Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure.
Hit.
Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder.
Uh-oh.
The barrels are roughly clustered. It seems as though they were brought here in a hurry. Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank
This is the Merry Men, isn't it?
All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Oh, he's got the
Are
gun.
you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on a table over there. Open that.
But first, let's take a look at you. So this must be the guy. Complex key, protected safe. Bloody bandages, recent trauma. Armed. Bulldog revolver, cutthroat. Ring with ram head, 5 rams, stolen antiques. So he knows all about it. Taped fingers, agility practice, acrobat. So it's him. Especially since he has some of the ram things. Oh, look. Foley's revolver. Antique ring. And check it, Charles Foley wears an antique ring, the last missing piece of the 5 rams. Also, revolver retained under his back. It proves that Charles Foley is our mysterious jacketed man who nimbly escaped the crime scene. The game just crashed. We're so close to the end, I'm just going to load it back up. So let's cloud syncing, wait, okay, launch. Come on, Sherlock. It just doesn't want me to finish. It's like, no, stop right now. I'm very thankful that the game autosaves quite often, though. Like after every clue. I've done that. Boom, the mysterious Jackman nimbly escaped. Yep. Alrighty. Let's go do the lock. Oh, this one doesn't look that complex. Oh, because it goes all the way back and forth. Ugh. Yuck. Okay. That opens that up. Up there. Boom. That was actually pretty easy. I'm pleased. Because they knew. You never know. You never know.
Well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Ooh, do we do the antique bracelet? Yeah. Nope. Oh, crap. It's wrong. Oh, no!
Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Jailed thief. Door key. The jailed thief, he didn't say anything, though, about him. There's contradiction. I guess jailed thief.
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died 7 days ago in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Osh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on a corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
Notting Hill Manor. Okay, cool.
We'll see you.
Off to the manor. Mycroft was wanting me to find these guys anyways.
At the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures. This lock is quite old.
Oh, wow, they weren't kidding. No. It's on this side. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Oh, that's just the arrows. Okay. Hmm. But the annoying thing is, ah, there we go. Okay, I gotcha. So this piece would actually need to be... There's no line over here. That's the thing. That's the part that doesn't make sense. Unless, oh, this is supposed to be the line. Okay, gotcha.
I need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it. This cupboard is an absolute mess. Several books have fallen from the shelves. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try. So, that's the lock.
Didn't think I'd find it that quick.
Let me see.
Oh, wow. Ooh, we've got between two green ones that we can choose from. But only this one here. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's that green one then. There we go. It looks like it'd have to be this one. Go like that. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so it'd have to actually be that. All that follows through there. There. And it's just this gold plate that does not. But if we go like that, voila. Man, if only picking locks was this easy for me. Now, no one else, just for me.
What a surprise. Another lock. And I won't be able to pick it. I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. it might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door.
All right, let's go.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
Yep.
A solid rope.
I do believe I could take that. Or not.
This chair is very solid and well made. This should be useful.
I will just carry a random chair around with me.
A solid...
Okay, wait, so... Oh, that's just to show... Okay. So if we close the kitchen door, block with the chair.
The door is now blocked. The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police.
A chandelier. Woohoo!
I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it was poorly attached. I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock with this
Okay.
Oh, that's a lovely old carpet.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. He would grab that hammer, right?
I suppose that the thief... I want...
I apparently... Let's see if I can pick up the rope now.
This should
now
be...
I could. Okay. Good, good, good. I just find it funny that I... Oh, a hatch.
This hatch leads to a cellar.
Ooh, if I could trap them in there.
The ground floor window is a perfect way to
Yes,
escape
I
the
know.
police.
I know. Next down in this cupboard.
That is... This works very well. No one will escape through this window now.
Yep, cupboard over the hatch. I don't know, but can they escape from the cellar is the question. If not, then that'd be a perfect place just to hide them. I mean, keep them down there. Lock them up.
Now, if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall. If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down.
It takes care of one. And where was that damn rug? It was in that room. There it is.
Oh, that's...
Nope, doesn't look like it can take it. Oh, you know why? Because I have to do the view. I have to imagine him being stuck by this first. Oh. Because he can still get through the door. But if we open it...
There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need
There we
assistance
go.
to get out.
Now I can grab the rug.
This should be... Now, it's
Or
not
Home
an
Aloneing
open
it.
hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Someone pull the rug under your feet. Ah!
Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar.
That's 2 down. This will never understand. Now we still have upstairs to go through.
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. This is the perfect place to set a trap.
Okay. I'm going to need an item for that trap. Oh, hello. Like these beads.
This should be useful.
First, I want to see if there's anything else up. Oh, okay, no, that's literally it. It is very Home Alone, it's true.
One step on these beads, and our thief will go flying. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Do. Whoa, and then falls down
Any
the stairs.
thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
They've got the momentum if they're running up the stairs. Like, would probably if they step, they'd slam
Police!
down.
Police!
There's 1, 2, 3.
Stop where you are!
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real Bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How'd you know about that?
And there's Mycroft, yep.
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers.
Open the safe. Ooh, look at all them treasures.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
Interesting. Why would he not tell them?
Don't move, you flim-flammer.
What a beautiful collection of...
Let's start precious safe. Lost. Whoop. Foley's vengeance. Foley organized the theft of the Hellenistic treasures, which were related to double murder. Absolve him. Trying to get grand theft. Since he's not directly guilty of murder, his sentence will be shorter or condemn. Organize and execute a wicked plan of revenge with the added theft of ancient. Yeah, no, he condemn him. Well, there is a bunch of the Sherlock
Charles
games.
Foley,
There's more.
You committed the crime of premeditated murder and of theft. You will be severely punished for your deeds.
You are pitiful. You Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
Oh, unless he's going to go deal with the merry men right now. Yeah, here he is at the circus.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs. Honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange.
Oh my.
No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people, sending them to their deaths in mines or overseas to fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
Do I get a choice? Oh snap, I do. Ooh. All right, votes in chat. Should we do the powder trail or bucket of water? Let them go blow up the London Stock Exchange. Blow up. I'm kind of leaning towards the. Oh, you want to do the blow up? You don't want them to. Bucket. Yeah. I'm liking bucket. Let them do that. Let the corporate overlords flounder. Well, I just look at the GRE stocks that are in the news today, and how angry all the hedge funds are because the poor people are actually making a difference in the stock market, and they're losing out on the billions and millions. Let's do it. Let's throw the bucket of water.
When the law serves only the few, it can no longer be trusted. Every man is equal, and he has a right to choose his own way. I shall
We're
not
hedge
stop.
funders, the short cap. Yeah, exactly.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
God, and that. Oh God,
Yes,
I know.
It's about
I haven't done
intelligence.
any stocks myself,
Sherlock,
so
I vaguely recall.
I remember
one of the
talks
lines.
about it, but I was like, I don't know
Sometimes
what
it
to do.
takes
So.
something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also
The
a
shorts
few
are due
words
this
along the
Friday
lines
as well,
of,
I believe.
Pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men. I should leave now. Sherlock, Dr. Watson.
Oh, snap!
Holmes, what just happened? What was that?
The start of a new world. Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
Oh. We got it right, yay! So what would happen if... Okay, let's see what would happen if we chose to do the gunpowder. Oh. Yeah, no, because that was after that. Right, yes.
Ciao.
Skip it all ahead. He scrubs off, yeah. I mean...
Who's that?
Eventually, yes.
This was a long trade from them, too.
When people fight the Order, they are too blind to see the consequences that throw society into chaos. I shall stop your actions, but not you. Run. Now!
They're like, oh no! Because, yeah, it's so dark, they don't know where that leads. It didn't show anybody running. I'm guessing we're just going to assume that everybody did.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Oh, is this going to be the exact
Quiet,
same?
lately.
It is an interesting book.
Really?
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of
Oh,
the
no,
lines.
it's a different line, though.
Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of, pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor.
Maybe not.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his his love.
And the Empire needs order and discipline. It has no room for chaos.
People who commit crimes, or at the very least intend them, deserve punishment, Sherlock. Without justice, there can be no civilization.
But we serve the truth, not justice.
Your truth, Doctor, that may prove immoral. Allowing people to terrorize London, destabilizing the whole empire.
Terrorize only the powers whom you serve, Mycroft. Not I, not Watson, not Mrs. Hudson, not Wiggins.
Sherlock, the merry men are to be stopped.
Not by me. You created the merry men. Stop them yourself. Only make sure that you don't create 10 more merry men by arresting the one.
Good night, Dr. Watson.
Ooh, doesn't even say goodnight to his brother. So mean.
Anything in the post, Watson?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson. Holmes?
Okay, so go back to our choice. I just wanted to see what would happen there. Now I could just skip through everything and we could see the final ending. If there is one. Do.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Could he? Eventually, yes. When the law serves only the few, it can no longer be trusted. Every man is equal, and he has a right to choose his own way.
I'll skip this one.
I shall not stop you.
Because there's a big long cinematic part is why. Well, not really long, but you know.
Sir?
Holmes.
Alright, accept the decision. But to finish the case, yes. Personality ranking, neutral. 96% saw the same way, made the same moral choice. Cool. Some people I chose to absolve, some people I did not. So I'm truly neutral. I care not either way, just as long as some justice and truth prevail. Is there just going to be a camera panning around him? I guess so. I guess this way you could actually have a chance to look through everything. Tasks, crimes, and punishments. Okay. Yeah, alright, I guess this is it. Gives you a chance to read up on some cases and what have you. And then just, I'm going around and around and around. Well then. Alright, that's that. Have yourselves a wonderful night / morning. And we will be starting up with The Medium this upcoming Saturday. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, it's late, so that's it. Have a good night, everyone. Bye!